Hello, and it's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about the gears in lockdown. So by now, hopefully you've read the summary of what the gears are all about. And if you haven't, just go back and read it really quickly. Gear 5, we're going to dive straight in, is the completely concentrating mode. It's the work mode, and it's very hard, isn't it, sometimes to have that sort of...
I find this gear quite hard to access, actually. But
it's hard to have it, especially in lockdown where you're in a house and everyone's there and people are trying to work. So what we have found is having designated time. So if you've got young kids like we have, we've got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, we're trying to take it in turns a little bit in the mornings to do some things with them so that the other one can go away, hide in a hole upstairs and actually get on with some uninterrupted work time. But for lots of us, I'm sure that's really difficult, especially if you've got young people around as well. You're all doing different things at different times of the day. Why not consider having a Gear 5 designated time? That might be in the morning. You might say, right, the house is going to be quiet, 9:30 till 12. We're all just getting on with stuff. We're all in work gear. And then we'll have a more relaxed afternoon, for example.
And you're assuming that they haven't got young kids, so obviously it probably only works with kids of a certain age. Although, even with Gilbert and Laurie, we've been trying to get them to have like little we're trying to build their resilience to having some time to themselves. I'm thinking about introducing a no question hour or something, where they have to figure it out for themselves.
Not allowed to be hungry as well.
Yeah, those sorts of things.
Great. So that's Gear 5. Gear 4, slightly different. So it's a task mode. So think of like a shared office space where people are interacting, but you're basically on task. We can often get stuck in that gear, so we can be in it all day long, trying to achieve things all day, but never quite getting going. So one good thing with this is to have some tasks that you're clear on, because obviously at this time, some of the tasks that we normally have are probably gone. People aren't really clear what they're trying to achieve during the day. So I just talked to someone earlier. They were saying they don't know what they have to do for that day. They're not sure what they're trying to achieve. So perhaps just spending some time setting some goals for the day, whatever those goals might be. So it might be cooking a meal for the family, or it might be actually sending a number of emails and then having some time where you actually just tick off those tasks during the day rather than having emails pinging throughout the day.
That's good. And so I think just knowing when you're in fourth gear and when you're not in fourth gear, and knowing what your tendency is as well. Some people, like Laura, for instance, like gravitate towards fourth gear, and so not putting your phone away. If you're in another gear, you may need to sort of say, right, I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm going to give my full attention to whoever I'm spending time with.
That's good. Gear 3.
Gear 3, social gear. I think this is probably one of the gears that is most challenging at the moment. So where we would normally spend time perhaps with colleagues, or go to a coffee shop, or just spend time around people, it's hard to do that. So I think people are still figuring this one out during lockdown, but it's maybe setting up a Zoom call with a few different people. I've heard of people having like a virtual pub night, doing a virtual pub quiz. So it's spending time with people, and if you're anything like me, I'm a people person. I'm really missing being around my work environment. So it's one that needs a little bit of thinking through.
I think scheduling is the key as well, isn't it? Because your friends aren't necessarily all available at the same time unless you ask them to be. So I had a brilliant call with my book club. We had 8 of us on the call, and we all got our snacks and our drinks lined up, and we just chatted around all sorts of issues.
You had a virtual afternoon tea, didn't you?
Did.
Which was great for someone's significant birthday, and that was lovely. I think blokes probably going to find this harder, actually. It might sound a bit intense or a bit weird, to try and arrange to meet up with your blokes online or whatever. But I would sort of say, try out. Let's have a pint, or whatever it might be. Let's do a pub quiz or something.
Yeah, and we could schedule it at the same time as well.
Yeah, and I think that's the other hard one, is trying to find good convenient times for everyone that everyone can make, because we're all facing different challenges during the day.
You might also have the opposite problem where you might feel like you're wanted in Gear 3, or people keep zooming in, or family keep wanting to have calls all the time, and you might feel a bit overwhelmed, as I did a week or two ago. But a good friend said to me that I should just schedule time with family. So there's 4 families involved in my sort of side of the family, and actually them knowing that a call is coming up means that they're happy then to just wait for that call to come, rather than lots of family just calling all times of the day and night. It's a good way to manage it. So, second gear. So gear 2.
We don't want to say any more about family. No, that's enough about
Let's
family.
move on. How's that different to gear 3 then? Second gear.
Well, second gear is deeper connections, really. So it's those kind of nearest and dearest to you. So your close family members, spouse. So it could include date night, and yeah. So it's one-on-ones. We've been trying to have. On a good day, we've had some one-on-ones with the boys. Laura's taken Gilbert out and they've gone for a run or thrown a ball together, and Laura and I have messed around on the trampoline together, something like that. So one-on-one time, and really giving the person your full attention. So not, as we've talked about, being distracted by an email or a phone call, but just really being present. And that's a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if we've got some more time. Going in for some of those deeper connections, and it might be with a really good friend as well. It might be on a Zoom call, or it might be if you're not actually in the same house as somebody else that you would normally spend a lot of quality time with, booking that stuff in.
That's good. Go and play a game of chess with someone, take them off for a hot chocolate in the part of the house where no one else will interrupt. They'll feel really special.
Okay, I thought you meant a virtual hot chocolate. I was trying to work that out. How does that work?
Proper one with my friends.
So generous. I'm taking you out for a hot chocolate that you're making yourself. That doesn't really work.
Love it. Trust you. Yeah, so gear 1. So this is time on your own. So time to R&R, recharge. So what recharges you? So normally I'd probably go for a walk up a hill, but while we're here, we're isolated, what can you do? So it might be going to have a bath. It might be going and playing an instrument for a while.
Not in the bath, probably.
Not in the bath, probably not at once,
that's
especially if it's
not
electric.
very
Anyway, it might be just spending some time on your own. So we both like to have a bit of time in the morning before we get into any sort of task mode where we're just on our own for half an hour, and we've got our journals out and we're reading something that's inspirational.
Don't tell everyone that I journal. Goodness sake.
I thought you were quite
It's
open
not
about
every
that.
day. It's like, I wouldn't call it journaling. I think it's like objective setting.
I
or
think you are
something.
quite committed to it, let's be honest.
Okay.
I try and take myself off to do that, and I try and just have some time just to wake up sort of slowly, not go straight into task mode, but actually set some goals for the day so that I've got some things that I want to achieve for gear 4. But I'm also thinking ahead and thinking, okay, what could trip me up today? What could take me out? So how can I make sure that today goes well?
Did you say that you should have something every day that you look forward to?
I haven't said that yet. No, that's your
okay,
phrase.
that's my phrase. So I think that's reasonable, isn't it? Every day. It might be a small thing, but have something that you're looking forward to each day. Exercise, whatever it might be. And, and it's probably going to be different from what it was before. No touch rugby, no huddling around a crossword together. Whatever it might be, just get it into your time, into your plan for the day.
Yeah. So the other one that we sneaked in is the 6th gear, if you like, which is reverse, and it's all about making sure that when we mess up, that we actually admit it. Are you good at that?
Actually, such a lead question. Yeah, I'm great. Let's not get into that now. So I'd say with reverse, it's really, just recognizing that we're going to get stuff wrong. It's every day there's going to be new challenges and we're going to get stuff wrong. So it's being willing at the end of the day to say sorry, or probably quicker than that, saying sorry, or saying we didn't quite manage that as we wanted to today. How can we make it better tomorrow? And also being kind to ourselves as well. I think it's hard. I've had to learn how to work remotely, and that was a really steep learning curve. And I was giving myself a bit of a hard time about some of how that went.
I think you did really well, actually.
Thanks very much. That's kind of you.
You did.
And homeschooling, Laura did a great job with homeschooling. But there's some stuff that Laura's gone, I haven't done that. I wish I had. And it's kind of just saying, look, just be kind to yourself.
Yeah, my inner dialogue hasn't been great, but I am learning just to be able to celebrate my wins. In the words of Steinbeck, you don't have to be perfect to be good. So try and hold on to that, and perhaps just reviewing at the end of the day as well, just 2 or 3 things that went well that you're pleased with, and setting yourself some goals the next day. So we just hope that you are doing well, and until next time, bye.
goodbye. I enjoyed that. That was good. Well done.
You were better behaved.